Alright, well, hope everyone's having a good day. It's been a bit of a longer day than normal for me. But hope y'all are having a good one. I just went to log in to JNet and discovered that I had been logged out, so this is going to take me a second to get back in. But I think today I wanted to try, I want to just play various fun stuff. And just enjoy some Netrunner. We've been doing lots of other stuff on the stream for a bit. I've got a CO this weekend. And I should probably do a little bit of prep for that. But I was going to start with Sokka's Akiko Nisei list that he had to take, I think, on a dare, but hey, Anarcho. After this, we'll probably play some Lat, and then we'll play some Hosh, probably. And we will we'll give that a shot, so... But I really should have filled up my water before sitting down. But I've been all over the place today. For those of you who don't know, a new version of the organized play policies went out today, which meant that I was both trying to do work today and trying to do Netrunner work today. Oh, that music still looks a little loud, maybe when I lean back. I might turn it down just a bit more. Or maybe I guess I could just be on top of my mic. Oh no, I do usually turn the music a bit more than that. That should probably be fine. So yeah, that was a good day for that. Yeah, it's been a lot of work. Gotten some constructive feedback, some feedback that I can pull constructive stuff out of. I don't know why. This is one of the things I'm trying to figure out, is why Ob just isn't there. Like, it's such a strong ability, but it's just not actually there. I don't know why. Opponent's gonna be pretty happy here. Okay, so we're gonna go, I think, deuces. Gain 3 credits. We're gonna expose this ice, a magnet, and make a run. Yeah, let's make this run on server 1. Hit me with that magnet all day. Let's laundry R&D. Okay, seems all right. We are gonna draw a card. We'll just remove a tag here. All right, Rashida makes sense. I hope we just don't get Econ Warfare to HHN this turn. That would be a bummer. It's definitely a possibility. Okay. Well, we got one of those things. Do I just chuck 2 cards here? I think we're gonna chuck a jailbreak here. Wow, my opponent got double Rashida. Oof. Definitely gonna be a tough one. Okay. So I think it's credit. Longi. Overclock server 1. I actually can't. Is this? Oh no, it's pay 3. Okay, great. It's not loses 3. But we actually have to let unbroken subroutines fire here. Yep, it's definitely time to get cryptoed. So I think we're just going to jailbreak HQ here. We can't steal a Bologna, which is unfortunate. We can trash a boom, which is the thing I'm really trying to do here. Yeah. I mean, this is tough. My opponent got a pretty good start. Maybe there's a case to be made that... Oh, I didn't get... I did not get God. That's good. Yeah, I remember last week I said, oh, I'll have a video. Oh, I forgot. I gotta make Andre happy. 1 second. My desk is just a mess. And as I'm sure is a shock to no one. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot there. Draw, gamble. Do I get down the Beth? This is probably gonna be the seamless into the crypto. Oh, it's not. Interesting. Get an extra click this turn. That's not bad. So I actually recorded a whole video that was like tips to get better at playing the runner. Then went to start editing it and realized instead of looking at the camera, I was looking here, right below the camera. Hey, Andre. And I couldn't stand it. And then also when I listened back to it, it's like, this is kind of empty platitudes, not a lot of like clear actionable items. So maybe I can do a little bit better than this video. Oh, hey there, Augustus. Actually, question for you. Would you be interested in me going through your replays? On this stream? Oh, there's 2 hosted partners. This is probably a bad deal. But it's fine. Okay, we got them to pay 2. Interesting. That probably means they have 2 seamless in hand, but cool, like I said, so maybe I'll do that after this game then. Yeah, and so like it's super hard to make generic video, and I didn't actually go and watch Andre's 7 tips, but I went to look and I'm like, probably a lot of these are the same 7 tips, which is fine. I'll put out the video anyway. But I might do some editing for it, or do a reshoot. And the other thing is that my 2.5 hour Snare Bear recording video is, it turns out when I try and edit in every card we talked about, takes a long time. Do I want to pay 10? No, I'll pay 3 clicks and 4. I think we can Into the Depths HQ just for 4 credits, because our plan is probably oh, that's unfortunate. I don't like nanotech for basically this reason. Like, it's this... We're never going to be able to break turnpikes this game. And we've had to use a full propeller on 2 turnpikes. We're going to gain 4 here. Yeah, we'll steal the Bologna. Not bad. Yeah, Hank, I think that's actually what the... So, basically what I did is I recorded my tips, and that took like 10 minutes. And like, well, yeah, of course it takes almost no time to just read out a list of tips. The thing that is actually interesting is how do you apply these to real-life matchups? Man, that's bad. Okay, this is maybe enough to make it happen. I should do the math on this one. Should I not do the math? Oh, actually, Palangi makes this pretty doable, I think. Well, no, it doesn't, because I don't actually have any breakers. But yeah, sorry. The back half of the video was me just talking about... like how you actually... some basic ideas for the matchups. And I think that's actually more where I want to be. Does the deck have a conduit in it? Does not. Wow, we drew all of our breakers. That's brutal. Okay, so they don't have the win in hand. It doesn't particularly matter here. Ugh. Yeah, maybe that's the... So, like, maybe that's the way I make this video, is I make the short tips video, and then I do a series of follow-ups where, okay, say I'm playing Reg Hosh, here are 3 decks. What's the adjustment? How do I make the tips that work? Yeah, NGO is a decent shout. Man, not overclocking to install the Ngolo feels like such a mistake now. And there's only one simul chip in this list. Ugh. Okay, that's a fairly good draw. We can gain 3, remove a tag, draw a card. That's what we like to see. One more credit would be nice, but I don't have it. Let's see. You're okay, little doggy. Our dog's got a bad cough. Yeah, it's just this. I honestly think the no, it's the Chessies are bad here. Okay, GG. Yeah. This being a toll booth rather than an IP block or a ping was like so bad. So we actually would have hit the offworld. if this was not exactly double code gate. So to some extent, maybe I can take this as just a bad beat a little bit. And also, like, my deck is entirely econic. Do we really need 3 DZMCs, though? Could we make one of these a better card? I feel like we probably could. 3 DZMCs and 3 Anacams just feels like a bad rig to me. Yeah, I'm not sold on that. I definitely wanted more, okay. With triple Chesv seems weird. Does anybody need 3 DZMCs? I don't think so. I think the theory is like, oh, you want 2 Chesvs out, and an Ngolo, so that's 4, and then you have Propeller is 5, and Nanotech is 6. Is this the Shaper deck that actually wants rigging up? Yeah, rigging up with Hyperbaric. I would rather play. I mean, I think if you're playing 2 Pelongis, I'm not sure you need Ngolo. Like, okay, hold on. We're gonna make a copy, and we're gonna say Jeff thinks he knows better. Jeff thinks he knows better than a world champ. Hubris 101. If we're gonna go for this route, though, let's cut the Ngolo. We're gonna put an Euler in. And we're gonna put in 2 more Simul chips. Oh, I need to cut an extra card there. Okay, this is not actually a cut. We're just gonna make the change, though. Do I need 3 Anacam? I think so. With 24 events and only Diesel to draw, like, we actually need... I think we can definitely play 2 Bravados over 2 Coffees. Because I think Chesv and Turbine are largely the same card. Obviously, this costs 2 and this costs 4 and this costs 2. But I think spending influence on the same card when we can spend that same influence on a much better card than anything we have is probably good. I'm a little suspicious of the triple jailbreak. But maybe it's right. .46 cards can't be right. Maybe it's just 2 Simul chips. 2 Simul chips thinks could be right. Okay, we're gonna do another game or 2, and then we're gonna do some replay reviews. Because someone's gonna send me replay reviews, so I gotta cover them, and maybe I'll make full videos out of them down the road. But yeah, so I think it's like I want to make my tips video. I also want to get the rotation video out. We've got 3 jailbreaks and a Kiko. What more could you possibly need? So I don't know what else we could need. Oh, fuck. Fuckity fuck. Oh, I should move my face to the JNet location from the NRDB location. This hand's fine. Oh, I said this hand's fine, then misclicked. The other thing I need to shout out is 2 community members just put out just freaking awesome resources for getting better at Netrunner. Yeah, we can trash the Reaper function. Aksu put out a great 45-minute rotation video that is, if you want to get succinctly, here's the cards that are rotating, here's the decks that were playing those cards, and what we might be looking at. I think it's a fantastic video for that. I was going to discard this. Let's just say I discarded this at the right time. Oh, wait. Got it. Let's see. Okay. We don't die to this right away. Okay, this is decent. Yep, I think I'm fine letting these subroutines fire. Losing the overclock would be bad here. This is on success. Ugh, what am I doing? We just gain the 4 here. We steal the House of Knives, and we hope we don't hit the overclock. Oof. Oof. I guess we just go gamble and then run healing. Oh, do they have me? Yeah, they must. Okay. Oh, no, they don't, because Anakam's a card. They gotta have 2 Blood in the Waters here. Okay, so we're gonna go Diesel so we don't die. Belongi is good here. We run server 1. So we want to get through this as cheaply as possible. So I think Propeller gets us through the cheapest. Oh, it doesn't get us through cheaply enough. Oh, fudge me. Oh, I'm a credit off here. Oh, if I had deuces for 3 credits and then made the run, I don't die to an enemy, and I have an extra credit here. Even, odd. I guess I'm probably not dying anyway here. Okay, what are we doing here? I think it's credit, gamble, run, keeling. They have literally just enough credits for Warrite Tracker. That's so frustrating. I guess I can just trash these 2 cards, though. That's fine. They're actually both going to be useless. Dead to Hakasai, I think? No. I just clicked to... Oh, you're right. I am dead to Hakusai. Not if I draw an event, actually. Oh, wait. Sorry. Okay. So, this is going to be a struggle bus game. But we'll make it work. Probably could put a Miss Bones in this deck. I'm going to gain a credit here, I think. There's definitely some real problems here, but we do get to dodge the Keeling. Yeah, pinhole threadings seem potentially worth it. Okay, we're gonna draw. R&D here. Hey, Seabass. We're getting clowned on today, it seems. I say, having chosen clown decks. Yeah, I, honestly just probably have to concede here. I think you just can't play this, in this meta. Maybe I'm wrong, but... And, as I'm saying that, I'm like, there's definitely turns where I should have done better. Messing up by 1 credit on the Keeling trash is just, an unacceptable mistake. So I'm just actually going to concede. Thanks for the game. So that's all good. That's a replay I should probably review, because when you stop and think about it, one of the things you should do when making a run, especially when there's a card with a known trash cost, is how much is it going to cost me to get into the server? If it's going to cost you at least a credit to get into the server, good work going to your crate. It's going to cost you a credit to get in the server. You should make sure that paying that 1 credit isn't going to stop you from being able to get in. So, yeah, did my opponent draw well? Sure. Did I also play badly? Yes, very much so. So, what are my thoughts on Keeling? I'm glad it was I think there's 2 parts to it. One, I think Keeling was an interesting experiment that I think probably didn't work out. And the second thing is that Ag Infusion and Warroid Tracker are completely fucked cards. And they're, to me, almost more problematic than Keeling. I think Keeling... I think also there was probably some concerns that Keeling wasn't impactful enough, which is why it got the power counter on res. And I think it probably just doesn't need that. But yeah, I think genuinely Ag Infusion and Warroid Tracker are more the problem cards that amplify how unfair Keeling is, than the card itself being completely abysmal. That said, I suspect that Keeling goes on the next ban list. Um, and I don't think anyone's going to be too sad about it. Like, I think it's an interesting card in some concept. Like, an asset that wins the game on its own, I think is something you do want to try at some point. I think Keeling does that too well for where the current meta stands, and like really narrows what you're allowed to play as the runner, which I don't like. I think like Keeling probably should have gotten, like, in retrospect, Keeling could have gotten tweaked in a bunch of ways to not be a problem. I think Endurance kind of had a similar thing where, like, I still am pretty happy with Endurance. I don't act like I will be the last Endurance apologist, and I don't think it's nearly as bad. I also think you can just print Spiderweb and suddenly everyone stops complaining about Endurance forever. NSG hasn't said if the new set comes with an SBL. There was a new ban list with Gateway release and with Borealis release, and so I would not be shocked if there is at least some level of SBL list with new cards. It's also about the right amount of time since there's been an SBL list. So yeah, Andrew, Essa is just what you should play if you're looking for an aggressive runner. I'm like thinking about bringing G to my next circuit opener. I think it's still a powerful deck. It's gonna have a rough matchup into that specific PE deck we just played. Actually, it's gonna have a worse matchup into Agony Fusion. It might be okay against that PE because it just installs Marrow and then can build up for longer, and it like gets an extra 2 turns along with some sabotages through. So yeah. Yeah, I think Essa is like the go-to fun deck. I mean, honestly, you know what? Let's get an Essa. Augustus, I will get to your replays because I want to do that. Well, I want to like just throw my face at some ice and have a good time first. Oh, this is not going to be a good game though. Okay. I am making it to the CTCO this weekend. So. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what is this upgrade? Is this Mwanza? Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna run archives here. Raw daylight, I'll take it. Let's see, we've got 2 cards, so we're going to draw 2 cards. We're going to expose this ice. It's going to be an ice wall. Okay. We'll make the run on R&D here. With 2 steel skins, I'm not too worried about damage. Do I care about this prize sack? Sure, we'll trash the prize sack. Okay, so this is literally just we're going to grind you out and hope that that works. So I think my turn is something like Raindrops cuts stone into HQ. Because we get to draw a card and gain 3 credits. Oh, my opponent very nicely cleared the tag for me. That's kind of them. We just run Spin Doctor, so click 1. They played a second too big to fail, which is great for me. Because it means I can trash the Spin Doctor for no resources. Yeah, the fact that they printed 2 different grinder IDs in this cycle is like just a wild thing. Let's just rip 4 agendas off and get out of this game quickly, please. We didn't quite. Oh well. Did we lose to a second end of the line here? That would be sad. Opponent's not drawing for an end of the line, which is absolutely absurd to me. They've already shown me that they're playing end of the line. We'll put back Chishtushka, and a labor rights. Gonna draw. Gonna play the Steelskin Scarring. We're gonna play the Running Hot. We're gonna draw. Let's gain 3 credits, remove a tag, and then we're just going to yeah, we're just gonna moshing away this hand. There we are. Okay, well we're up enough points that I probably can bear to play against Grinder. Especially now that they've gotten all this bad pub and we know this is an ice wall. Oh, I thought this was a... I didn't think this deck was on Creative Commissions anymore. This isn't Grey Tongue. Because Grey Tongue dropped them. I thought. Yeah, I must have slept at the wrong list. That's unfortunate. Opponent's not doing anything. I guess I could run Archives at some point here. Because it is a reasonably valuable run. The fact that I haven't hit a... Okay, that's probably Spin Doctor. But I don't think I care. We're just going to run Archives first here. There's no real Archives traps that I care about. I will take the core on a Midnight Archive, no problem. Okay, we'll Running Hot here. We had our last labor rights. We've got presumably 2 paper clips in our deck, so we can just labor rights. We still don't have a paper clip in the bin. What is going on here? Okay, we'll put back a Shishtushka, a labor rights. What else do I want? Just another Running Hot, I guess. Let's draw up. Steelskin's a reasonable shout. I'm going to expose this ice. It is an Aket. Okay, now we're going to run server 2. I'm going to do it this way. In case my opponent just blind put out a Prysac, which I think is, like, not uncommon. Okay, and then we can just remove the snare tag here. Okay, so draw, Diesel. Hey, there's our first paperclip. 7 cards left in the stack. Maybe this deck is only on 3. So we need the... Okay, so we just last click. Oh, okay. I'm just hard installing the paperclip, I guess. This might just be a built different game where I win here. That'd be fun. No. Okay. I think it might just be hard install the paperclip, Chishtushka Finality, run Archives. Who needs the last labor rights? I think that's a reasonable turn. Oh, I'm gonna lose a card to meat damage here. Draw. Draw. Does this... Okay, I must be playing a very weird ESA list. Okay. We'll put back this. We'll put back Creative Commission, because I'd be happy to draw a Creative Commission here. I guess a single running hot. Cool. We drew the Creative Commission. This is maybe the this is maybe the original Grey Tongue list. I'm used to playing a more a different kind of one. Okay. So we just draw here. Now we do the legwork. Because 17 cards in R&D. I think we win on this legwork most of the time. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, Grinder got what it deserved for once, so that's good. But yeah, you don't worry about Grinder when you can just outgrind them, right? Just mill them first. But yeah, I mean, okay, so let's go and get like, okay, that was a fun game. We didn't respect Snare, and that could have cost us the game twice. Just once, actually. We did respect it the second time. Is this an interesting game plan, Hank? Is Pray I can keep a reconstruction contract on the table their plan? No, their plan is to install this reconstruction contract behind a piece of ice that costs you a meat damage. You run it, you trash it for 4, and then you do that over and over again while they recur cards. That's going to be the plan of this deck. So they just didn't draw any cards that did anything. So yeah. Okay, let me go pull up Augustus's replays. Hopefully he is still around. Or I'm assuming he, actually. I probably should not do that. But okay. Play, load, replay, browse. I don't think that shows up on the stream, which would be good. Well, that's exciting. Can't say what that exciting thing is, though. No comment. You didn't hear me say anything. Okay. Sorry. Cool. Oh, that's what the "it does not" was referring to. I'm sorry. I saw a Discord ping and I was like, oh god, what did I do wrong this time? Cool. Okay. So we're going to swap to the runner view. We're going to pretend we can't see, yeah, all my work files. Yeah. We're going to look at Big Hosh here against PE. So this is a matchup I expect Hoshiko to be favored in, but it is really a complicated matchup. You are at threat of dying a bunch of different ways up until you figure out what style of PE this is, and then you're instead of being able to die in a lot of different ways, you just have quite a few different ways. So when I look at this opening hand, I think against PE, I am not the biggest fan of this hand. I think you want a econ card, because if you're up against Warroid Keeling, this hand doesn't generate enough econ to interact with their game plan. Yeah. So we did take a mulligan. I think that was a good call. DreamNet is one of the best cards you can have in the matchup because it means you basically your hand size is just to be way smoother. Okay, so Corp did a fantastic start for you. This is effectively a do-nothing start, and also there's no Anansi on the table. Now there is Saisentan on the table, but this hand's actually super safe against Saisentan. I am really tempted, looking at this board state, to go DreamNet, Deuce's Wild to expose an ice, and then either make the run on R&D or on HQ depending on the ice. If we access an oboe, we don't... Now, as I say that, it's maybe not a great line because you're on 0 credits. I do kind of just like the DreamNet run R&D line in that case. Because you'll have 2 credits, which is enough to trash a Rashida. You'll draw cards, so you can actually steal an oboe if you happen to top deck one, and then you get to play on. And I like to get early pokey singles when my opponent hasn't put threats out on the board. And that is exactly what we're seeing Augustus do here. I hope we don't trash the Spin Doctor. We don't. Fantastic. I think that's a fine use of the Deuce's Wild here. And I would just install Bankar last click. So I think installing Bankar last click here is... Chris, the thing I was saying was... the line I was thinking of was playing Deuces to expose and make the run. And if you do that, then you're down to 3 cards in hand. DreamNet draws you up to 4, but you can't actually steal oboe because you're up against PE. But maybe you're thinking about something different. Or maybe you're just responding to something I said and have now forgotten. But yeah, I think I just want this down because now suddenly the Corp can't do a lot. And we can just pretty much Raindrops Cut Stone anywhere they go next turn and be very happy. I think I'm I suspect that Augustus did this to not discard the Black Orchestra, but I actually think you'd rather use this card twice, once as an HP and then as a breaker, than get it in the bin in this matchup. But this turn, so we can be pretty confident that one of these is a Spin Doctor, the other is probably a Keeling, and then there's some other nonsense. I'm actually kind of okay with just Raindrops Cut Stoning one of these servers, because this will fire... This is better than Dirty Laundry in that it will give you the credits anyway. It's worse than Dirty Laundry in that it gives you fewer credits, but... I'm definitely cutting the Prana Condenser. I'm definitely chopping down the Prana Condenser when I get the chance. But, yeah. Also, this is a question that the players just asked. Does Prana Condenser allow you to prevent all 3 of the net damage from Snare? It does not. It prevents you... It says whenever you do 1 or more net damage, Snare is a single instance of 3 net damage. You can place a power counter to prevent that. Now we kind of do just want to go and trash the Prana Condenser. Okay, so I'm pretty confused by this play here. To me, if my opponent's going to install a Prana Condenser, I'm probably going to trash it. Because I have 5 credits, I'll go down to 1, but then I can immediately just Raindrops Cut Stone, make it back. And I'm still curious about these remotes, and I've got plenty of cards in hand. And I'm not particularly worried about a tag here. And here we basically see exactly why this gets a little bit sketchy here. But hopefully we Raindrops Cut Stone or remote here. Yeah, we want to be raindrops because stealing the remotes, because the cards are unadvanced, so it's just not that much value. Um, Yep, that's definitely unfortunate to see the killing there. I think though you can actually just sure gamble and then go and trash the prana condenser, because that's actually the bigger threat. Um, like this killing isn't going to cost you anything. You're going to discard the Black Orchestra and be fine, and that is what we go into. Um, and of course they get Warroid right here, but that's fine. We can trash these two cards without any problems. I think there are times when you die with 3 cards. I think they're pretty rare on that board state with just 2 unknown cards installed. It's actually pretty much... It has to be exactly... No, what 2 cards flatline... What 2 unknown cards could flatline you on 3 cards? Reaper Function into triple advance of Sting. Yeah, chat's also very nicely pointing out. Yeah, 10 credits is like all of, like Prana Condenser made 12 credits this game for a res cost of 1, and it stuck around for a long time getting value that way. So trashing the Prana earlier would have been better. Yeah, so Reaper plus Reaper would work. It would be a pretty wild draw this early in the game. And Veterinary, I don't think had enough. So, okay, let's go back to that turn for a second, right? So, at 5 credits, Reaper plus Reaper is not a line. Reaper and Sting is not a line. The only line I can see is Server 1 is a Reaper function. Server 2 is the 2-1. And then you have a Blood in the Water in hand. So I guess I don't think you're wrong that trashing 4-cost assets is bad. Like, not trashing 4-cost assets is bad. Against PE, the thing to think about is that this is both their economy and a win condition for them. And so when your opponent doesn't have money, like as happened here, where were we, right? So you are here, your opponent's on 7 credits. If you trash the Prana here and then steal, play your Raindrops Cut Stone somewhere else, then you're back to 3 credits. You're also going to be, you're actually going to be at slightly more credits than that anyway, because you have the DreamNet, and this is a matchup that you can go slow and click for credits. So, like, Prana Condenser is just one of the key cards in the matchup that I think is worth trashing if you have an opportunity to do so when it's denying your opponent money. Okay. And it's like, the other thing is, like, I'm slightly tempted, instead of going to R&D, I'm more interested in going after these cards here. I think it's generally bad, but not always bad. Like, part of the idea of it being generally bad is that then means there's a mixed strategy where you do want to install snares on the board, but generally you don't want to be installing snares on the board as the corp. You want to keep them in your hand and in R&D. And if they've seen 2 snares in the top 9 cards of your deck, like, sometimes you just gotta say, you got lucky. I'd be much more tempted to Raindrops and find out what's in these servers, as we kind of already talked about. And remember that the DreamNet credit will tick in, So we basically just make 4 credits off of running either of these servers, assuming that it's not a spin doctor that gets popped, in which case we only make 3 credits. But then we just run the other server and then go and trash the Piranha. Or click for a credit and trash the Piranha. And yeah, but I think, like, you know, given the line you took, your sequencing was good here. I don't like that botchless install, because we're just going to pinhole threading and trash the DreamNet in 2 turns, and so there's no reason to invest further in this board state. And yeah, that's, we just get absolutely clowned on because we're going to just blow up our entire board here. I also think we trashed the wrong cards here. I think this, with the pinhole threading in hand, this botulus is not worth keeping. I think the DreamNet is way more valuable here. Yeah, I don't think that was wrong. I think that clicking for 4 credits there is totally fine. I now want to start checking 5 and 6, I think. But nothing you've done is wrong here. Okay, we're in a very good spot, though. This draw, though, I don't like. I think, what are we drawing for here? I think the answer is nothing, right? We have a full set of breakers in the bin. We have 12 credits sitting for us on the board, and we've got 5 cards in hand. So I don't think there's any reason to draw here. We're not drawing for a Stargate, even. Like, there's a line where we go, click Liberated, click Stargate, click the Stargate, and then, like, start winning the game. Like, I think that's actually a reasonable line on this board state. I think drawing is not a good choice here. And yeah, emptying out the Liberated, like, there is no new threats on the board, so emptying out the Liberated is also a good choice. For me personally, I'm probably saying 2 credits they maybe couldn't have scored server 5, so I want to check server 5 just to see what it is. Because I also get a card and a credit while doing that check. And yeah, that's pretty good. And then I can, you know, empty out the Liberated later. Okay, good. I do like that trash. I don't love that Earthrise install, but it's definitely not, like, it's not, like, definitely bad. Yeah, we're doing this a turn late, but that's fine. Here I am trashing the Piranha Condenser, because my opponent probably can't afford to res too many more pieces of ice. I like the Spin Doctor run. I'm not a big fan of discarding this pinhole threading. I would much rather discard this Botulus here. I don't know that this is... We're going to pretend I don't know that this is Archer. Botulus is obviously better for the Archer here. But I personally wouldn't expect Archer out of PE. Do I ever think about not running here to get Hoshiko back down? In a 60-something card deck, I'm pretty happy to run with like, for my perspective, I want to be trying to steal be ready to steal an Oboe every turn I can, and my credits are not super valuable, but my Hoshiko ID is. Alright, there's some fiddling with JNet. I mean, okay, so my turn here is slam Liberated, click it twice, trash the Piranha. Because nothing in that remote server scares me. Great. That's fantastic. I think ditching the Stargate's totally fine. We're probably not winning through Stargate here. Well, it still isn't actually doing anything with that remote. Yeah, I don't hate this run. We've got 8 cards in hand. Oh, I guess you have no board, so it doesn't actually matter. You just trash everything here. Yeah, great. I'm probably keeping the Dream Net over the deuces here. But I think otherwise, like, this is fine. Did we... Wait, what's going on? We accessed with 12 credits. We ended with... What? Did we pay into a trace? What? Yeah, I would be trashing... with a Liberated, I can see actually only trashing a single card, right? That is what's happening here, right? Yeah, okay. Never mind. I actually think, like... I think it's also pretty reasonable to trash... I would probably trash Warroid Tracker, Prana Condenser here, because again, we're not under a clock. We have more cards left in our deck than the PE player does, and we have access to all of our tools. And this Warroid's going to continue to be annoying to you. Protecting Archer, it's definitely a bummer, but I think actually just running through the Archer makes a ton of sense. I really like it. So I install Fermenter, click Liberated here. Beautiful. Okay, so we keep the Maw. I am tempted to not run this turn and try and build up for a Maw Hippo on HQ. This is also very reasonable. Yep, this is good. Yep, we trashed the oboe, I think. We can actually trash the DNA tracker here. Yeah, we trashed the DNA tracker here. Perfect. And draw. Makes all the sense in the world. Opponent happened to have an ice. That's unfortunate. I think we draw and run R&D. Moshing's fine. I don't like not running R&D at all here. I guess like an Anansi makes you pretty sad. But it also makes the court pretty sad. Yeah, House of Knives makes your life much harder. And now I would actually value getting the Earthrise down, because that's how you'll be able to threaten oboes. I also don't like not trashing the Hakusai here. But apparently that now reads to me like an Anansi, which is great. Now we trash the oboe. Yep, there it goes. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Aksu. Yeah, because you would get a credit and a flip, so running Archives with Hoshiko would be good. This is a great hand. We're just going to run Archives here. No, we're going to draw once, then we're going to run Archives. Great. Well, it's going to use their House of Knives, so we're going to get everything purged. Maybe there's a reason to put Fermenter there, but I actually think we're fine. We've got 22 cards left in the stack. We have to steal one more point. So now we're just going to draw back up. Opponent's going to Rashida. And install. We're just going to let them have this one. And I think I'm clicking for 2 credits here. The reason I say that is I don't think Daily Cast is going to pay out in a way that is beneficial to us over it being HP. You can laundry archives here, but I don't think it's worth it. This runs a little bit weird to me. We don't have a hippo out. So we have to trash Keeling here, which is unfortunate. We really don't want Spin Doctor around, but we don't really have a choice. And now there are a lot of dangers of flatlining here. I don't like running last click in this situation, because we can't steal an oboe and we can't recover very well. And there's a lot of stuff we can hit that's pretty nasty. I think I'm just taking a credit on this click, because there's nothing I have to do to I guess, oh, okay. Never mind, this is an oboe. What am I talking about? We have to do something. Ignore me. Ignore me. Okay, so the question actually becomes... Yeah, I think we're just short on cards here. Yeah, so installing this Daily Cast I think was just not correct. Yeah, so if we're looking at this turn, problem for us is we know the top of R&D has nothing. So it's really just about accessing HQ with the right number of cards in hand, which is just impossible, basically. So the rewind is going back, I think, to playing this laundry. Because it gives our opponents more opportunities to House of Knives us, and that one card's not going to be an agenda. Like, they just can't discard any agendas here, right? Because that was a corp discard. So I think it's like, okay, what's the fix? On this turn, it is draw, like we don't laundry, and we click up for credits. Like I do see why you Stargate here. I just think maybe you don't laundry. So we end up on, yeah. So like, for example, if instead of playing Dirty Laundry, we clicked for a credit, we still get through Anansi. And we have an extra card in our hand so that we can have an extra card. Like, we end up this turn with 2 cards in hand. Then we go up to 3 cards in hand here at the start of our turn. So we then go to 4 cards, 5 cards, 6 cards. We run HQ. They ping us down to 4. We access the Hakusai triggers and we lose. Okay, so we now have to step back even one further decision of not trashing the Hakusai on HQ 2 turns back, I think. When we've got 4 credits and a 4 credit fermenter. I don't know that ignoring this is wrong per se. I'd be hard pressed to say that not trashing this is wrong. Not trashing this Hakusai is wrong. I think like what this ultimately feels like is there was a couple of small mistakes early in the game where we didn't use our economy well. We didn't save the right cards. We installed cards we didn't need to, and it kind of just added up to be just enough at the end of the game to prevent us from winning. And like, this is also why PE is such a rude deck, because like this deck is both doing Keeling and all the 1-point grinder nonsense. Like, this is just a rough deck. You think stealing the oboe from archives might be wrong? So when did we? What's the board state where we're stealing the oboe? I don't think it's particularly wrong here. Yeah, that's the other thing, Augustus. Yeah, having a dream net this whole game, like, it would be probably 10 more cards drawn through your whole deck. So that's another big one. So I think the worry with... So I think you actually have to go and contest the oboe right away because a card gets installed face down on server 4. And so you have to know if this is a spin doctor before you go for it. If it's not a spin doctor, you could maybe make the case that you just say, fine, it's a wasted run, but I don't think you can comfortably run R&D. Maybe the actual mistake here is not clicking, not clicking the fermenter. But that is what it is, right? But yeah, cool. I think that's enough to get from that replay. Let's load another replay. Oh, actually, let's reload this page first because that's usually needed. Okay, we're gonna switch. Oops. Oh, wrong button. Jeez. Runner view, great. Okay, so we're up against Op. This could be a couple of things. Oh, is this a hand I like? This hand feels very slow to me. We're on a 45 card Hosh, so immediately I have to be more approving, even if the consensus Snare Bear opinion is that this is actually the worst deck. Okay, so this is probably asset op right off the bat. To me, that just says I want to draw, install, cast, fermenter, and pass. Oh, okay. Tip, never fire a Gachapon here. I don't know what you're firing it for. DreamNet is maybe the best case. And don't RFG a Hippo. Paladin is much worse than Hippo. At least in my opinion. Maybe other people disagree, but I would keep that Hippo in the game. It's very relevant in this matchup. The other thing is, like, we got the DreamNet, but then we didn't run, which I think not running is probably correct here. But if that's the case, why are we installing the DreamNet and not the fermenter? It's, yes, we lose out on value, but basically what we're doing is we're saying, oh, we basically just got an extra fermenter out of our deck, and that's fine. But yeah, I'm actually looking to be more passive here and just conceding a turn 1 Rashida, which is effectively what you do anyway, but I think it's done slightly worse than just going draw. Or draw, install Gachapon, install cast, install fermenter. Then you can pop the Gachapon on the end of the corpse turn so that when they go for this play, you can Gachapon, put a Botulus down on that remote if you pull the Botulus, and then you get to win the game, right? This is one of the annoying things that people always do. The other thing you get to do is it basically gets its double charge of fermenter if you draw a fermenter instead. It's interesting that we didn't run last turn and we are running this turn in an actually worse economic situation. We tank the 2 net damage here because this hand is trash. Like, you tank the 2 net damage here and you take the access. This deck's not going to be on Snare. We're either running HU again or we're clicking for a credit, one of those two. That's fine. Okay, so Excavator's going to sell the Forma Carry to get a second Urban Renewal. It gets a Bladderwort. I don't like the Bladderwort get. Is this a board that we can Stargate and go? It's a tough board to Stargate and go. Because we're not actually set up yet, and we haven't drawn much of our deck. It's not terrible either, because we have the Dream Net down. I'm definitely into the Stargate and go here. I think not trashing, that's fine. It means that you're probably committing to trashing the Bladder Ward, but maybe not. Yeah, I think that's a fine change. Okay, so the last question here is, do we click the Fermenter? And I think the answer is yes. Because now we're in pretty easy, hard-hitting news range. We don't have a Steel Skin, so we actually kind of have to figure out what we're doing with this Urban Renewal in case there's not a Zeph. Yeah, trashing the Civicator is also a good shout, because if you ever... Oh, right, this is the reason you can't go for the Stargate play, is because Civicator can just get a Spin Doctor at paid abilities. Well, at start of turn speed, right? I like the clicking for 16. Oculus is fine. Border control, we don't need to install Paperclip. Yeah, this is probably the argument for actually just run and click 1, right? So if we run first and it's a border control, we get to install the Paperclip, break it, they go and fetch their thing, then we get to put down the Botulus, and we actually get the card. Now we're going to have to tank it. Yeah, Stargate install's fine. It's not my favorite for reasons you're about to see. Whoa, what is opponent doing here? Okay, your opponent just punted incredibly hard. I don't know why you would not Econ, HHN on this board state. I actually don't know why. Okay, so if I'm my opponent, if we're villain here, what do we do? So wall-to-wall draws us hard-hitting news. We then trash wall-to-wall, install Rashida behind Afshar. We go to 8 credits. We then play Econ Warfare, hard-hitting news. Augustus is down to 2 credits, has 4 tags, and can drip up to 4 at the start of the turn. We fire Rashida on our turn, probably find the boom, and kill Augustus. If we don't, then we have the CityWorks install Advance, with the threat of our Urban Renewal popping off on the following turn. Oh no, Urban Renewal pops, so we don't even need to... Okay, so we should be Urban Renewal popping for Rashida here. Because we've already drawn the important card. I am super confused by what's going on in this game. How do we get up to 14 credits as the runner here? Oh, right, because we never got Econ'd. Never mind, ignore me. Okay, so opponent punted the game very generously. I'm probably playing my sure gamble before running here, because if this is an expensive piece of ice and I have to get like Didn't make a successful run, so couldn't econ. Really? I guess so. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Fuck, do you actually let the runner make a successful run here? No, because you don't know you're going to draw into HHN. Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. So that would be why the opponent didn't do this. Okay, all makes sense. Cards have text. Okay, this turn though, I don't think they're... can you actually do it this turn though? So you excavator the wall to wall, installing a Rashida. Econ, HHN. You go up to... So you get 1 credit from wall to wall. You get it to 4, so you go to 5. It's not actually enough. Okay. So probably I'm then extracting the Forma carry. Afshar's fine too. NASX gets you more credits. I'm not scoring this though. I think I'm clicking for credits here. If the runner wants to do 4 damage to themselves and then take another 4 damage, I think I'm okay with that as the corporation. Especially because I'm going to have double Econ HHN in my pocket. Yeah, I don't know why I'm scoring this agenda. It actively hurts my ability to win this game. But hey, we take those. There's nothing up here for now, Aksu. But yeah, thank you. I guess I should move it anyway, because there probably will be. What is our opponent discarding? You don't want the... How did our opponent... Did our opponent play the HHN? Okay, they played the economic wars. Woo! Completely missed that somehow. I'm going too fast. Okay. So now they got us, you know, they have us where they want us. We've got 4 tags. Oh, I have to do this so that we can see the tags. Okay. 1 credit, 4 tags, no bueno. We run HQ here, I think. So our goal is to access agendas here. End of the line means we've got very little time. I would run the Spin Doctor first, but this is a toughie. Yeah. Okay. So where are the mistakes this game? Because basically the game just rapidly snowballed out of control. I think I'm personally getting the Fermenter off of this most of the time. You could maybe get the Paladin as well because you have a Fermenter in hand. Even though Dreamnet is a good card. I'm not sure that not clearing the Excavator was completely game losing, but it is a very strong card. Let's see. I think this was the right trash order. Yep. I think we're fine up to here at least. I'm probably wanting to, because we've got 2 Boomerangs and 2 Botuluses, I'm all for trying to, like, face check, install, go again. Like, what's the worst case here? This is an Enigma, so you... Okay, so let's say we trash the Fermenter, We run click 2. It's an Enigma. We go down to... We lose a click, and so we don't get into server 3. That's the worst case. Wait. We can still get in here, right? Oh, no. We're a click short. Yeah, okay. That's a bummer. I mean, to some extent, like, you can't know, but, like, this does... If it's not... I guess you lose it if that's specifically border control. It is specifically border control. Which is maybe the argument for just saying, if this has to be border control for me to lose, I'll just treat it as if it's border control and I have the paperclip in my heap, and so I'm fine. I initially didn't like the Stargate install, and then I was like, oh wait, it's actually a very good Stargate install. This is all fine. The fact that this happens to be a former carrier is a bummer. This is probably the turn, though, where you do need to trash the excavator. This is probably the turn that you need to trash it. Actually, yeah, your 2 clicks here are trash excavator, trash urban renewal. That's what your turn is here. They're on 1 credit. If they res an ice wall, I think you just pay through it. They're going to go to 2 credits, so they can have the line of credit Econ Warfare HHN, which is just an unfortunate reality. Yeah, Augustus, I think that's true. I'm not sure that's Enigma, but they're definitely on border control, so playing around that card is probably the more important one. But yeah, I think this is, like, opponents on 1 credit, this is the turn to trash their economy, right? So maybe there's even a world where you go trash, and leave the urban renewal, and then just draw up for your next turn. Or you just go and contest the urban border control in a future turn. I think here you're still good to raindrops the excavator and then sure gamble. I think that's actually more important than the... And it's like, it's hard to know which of these assets is more important. It just so happens to be the excavator rather than the NASX. NASX is about enabling the bladderworts, but you know there's no bladderworts on the table, so excavator's the more important card in this situation. And yeah, that's how matchups go. Like, you had actually a pretty small decision space to make, I think, overall. And so it is what it is. But these are actually super helpful. I might actually try and turn some of these into a video, because I think they're really interesting games. Okay, we're now small Hoshiko against PE. This is probably not a keeper. Like, it doesn't do anything, and I'd like to do at least a little bit. Okay, so this is just me personally. I basically am never running this card in server 1. You can have it for the whole game, as far as I care. DreamNet, great. I maybe am trashing that NGO front, but... Okay. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do. On this last click... Oh no, you trash Rashida here. The reason you trash Rashida here is you don't really want to res an uninstalled card, and you don't really want them drawing 3 because that's an unfavored advantage for you. So I think my line here is trash this Rashida, and then click for 2 credits. If you want to be frisky, you can run R&D a 3rd time. The other thing I would consider doing is actually just installing the Light the Fire. It's great in this matchup. It actually is how you can defeat server 2, in theory, in the future. You actually know this isn't Rashida. Your opponent's given you a gift of install advancing. You steal a Sting. Fantastic. Now, I would just run R&D a 2nd time here. I don't see a reason to run HQ, honestly, at this point. But, hey, you proved me wrong. Yeah, for me, I'm thinking that the worst case, this is an oboe, we're seeing Urtica Cerebral, so I'm just not super interested in server 4. I would much rather gamble and run R&D here, because taking 2 core damage is just super game losing. I don't think I'm installing this daily cast. I think the HP is way more important because we're on 1 point and we're already halfway through the deck. Yeah, I also don't love single. I guess we've got the, never mind, we've got the steel skin, so we actually can go for singles here. Our opponent manages to sneak one by us, which is just absolutely horrendous. I am okay. So at this point, my plan is probably just to R&D lock, because I can be pretty confident there's nothing in HQ, and that seems like what we're going for. Oh wow, the hush. I would also install the Gachapon here. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, unfortunately, you kind of do have to run this, which is a bummer, I think. 2 credits means you can actually run this kind of safely. Okay, how many snares are in archives here? 2. I'm probably running server 7 every day of the week. Cool. Run R&D for 3 credits is fine. Okay, and then we're just going to click for a credit. Fantastic. Still running server 8 every time. Cool. Click for a credit. Great. We're playing. I mean, you're playing this really well. I think there's like things I would do differently. I'm much less likely to run face downs, but that's fine. I'm probably installing Hippo here, even though we know this is an enemy. Not having to break an enemy forever, or if they ever like, we can just dissuade them from ever resing an Anansi, right? Yeah, Hippo is the wrong discard here. It should be Paperclip. Even though, yeah, we don't even have a Paperclip in the bin yet. Why are we discarding Hippo? Yeah, our opponent's doing some weird, janky nonsense here. I mean, we're just happy to keep running here. Dreamnut's fantastic. Stargate's great. I might actually get rid of the Cerebral Overrider here. But Sting is fine too. Oh, we have Mad Dash. Oh no, we no longer have Mad Dash. That's a bummer. I do like the, I'm just going to Stargate you to win instead. Mitosis versus Snare. Snare's probably fine. So we're going to go credit, deuces. Okay, that's fine too. Actually, no, I think it's better to just use deuces as a build script here, because we go up a card and up a credit at 2 credits here. Then we Stargate and still whiff. And then just take a credit. Yeah, 4 cards in stack is definitely a thing. There's the blood in the water. Great. Yeah, House of Knives is going to get every last point of damage here, but yeah, I actually wonder if you're supposed to wait till you can make 2 runs in a turn here. I think that wouldn't be unreasonable. Opponent has you dead here. Oh no, you're just running for a single. Okay. And you just top deck the blood in the water. Was there a turn where we missed the Spin Doctor trash? I don't think we did. I think they drew through it somehow. Wait, how did they get the Spin Doctor? Okay, how did they get this Spin Doctor? Oh no, wait, we saw it off of the Stargate? Oh, I missed that. Wait, what did we trash here? Yeah, no, you trash the Stargate here. They're gonna click to draw the blood in the water, but then you can go after the HQ. Okay. So what you're supposed to do here is trash the Stargate, because the blood in the water is not going anywhere. Urka, House of Knives. Okay. So they should be doing a ping to you here. Ah, okay, this is why your opponent didn't win. They're supposed to ping you once here. Then they ping you on your next run. Yeah, and then scoring this means you have enough cards. Yeah. Yeah, so your opponent missed a line, which is when your opponent has 3 cards in hand, you just House of Knives them every single time. Especially if you have a 2-1 in hand, which I guess they didn't know they did know they had that in hand, right? They draw that off the Spin Doctor, which was back on this turn. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, opponent made a small mistake, and we take those. We take those every day of the week, right? That's a thing that I've done a lot. But yeah, I think, like, you had the right ideas. I think I'm just, like, I don't feel like I need to run advanced cards. In general, I think the EV of running advanced cards is pretty low. And yeah, Aksu is pointing out, I think the proper line there probably is trashing the Spin Doctor. If they click to draw the blood in the water, I probably Stargate anyway, and then run HQ a bunch. And like, you're gonna win one way or the other. And they don't get to dodge the Spin Doctor. So that's just a small tweak you can make. So, cool. Well, thanks for sending in those replays. I thought those were super, super helpful and interesting. I have no idea what I'm going to play on Saturday. Oh, let's reload the page first. Why do I not have Grey Tongue I like in here? What happened to my decks? What? Where did this one go? Did it get taken down? Here it is. Nope. Yeah, this is the list I'm expecting. It's not the original. It's not stands. Man, there's been a lot of ESSA lists published. Was it Cable Carnage? There we are. Thank you. I got there just as you sent that link in the chat. Okay. Oh, no. Hold on. 5 Twitch/YouTube. Okay. Man, something about the light like dries out my eyes, which I guess makes sense, but then like also dries out my like nasal cavities. Like my whole face just feels like it runs out of water. I hope the RT didn't think I was trying to avoid him. I just realized I hadn't said my thing was live. But yeah, maybe I'm just gonna play Ghost Tongue ESSA, even though I don't think it's. I think it's fallen off a lot as the meta has shifted. There is part of me that's like, maybe I'm just gonna play. If everyone's gonna play Big Hosh, I'll just play Fast Advance Outfit and like clean up free wins. Because you just outpace them, or you could do it in Sports Medal maybe. Either one. I think Sports Medal is slightly softer than Stargate, whereas like you can just put a 2 ice on R&D and the inner one's a big one, and you're probably okay against Anarch. Maybe it's harder to play Mavirus, but I think you maybe just even pre-install it on HQ or your safest server. Oh hey, those names look familiar. Don't know if Sebastian and Augustus if you're still in the chat, but I wanted to see you two playing. Yeah, maybe I should get some reps with Sports Medal. Let's see what people are doing with Sports Medal. Outfit is probably better against Hosh, but worse against ESSA. Yeah, I'm assuming that people are kind of done with ESSA, but we'll see. I haven't actually looked. Like, it hasn't done that well the last couple of AMTs, which makes me think that it's falling off a bit. Ugh. I mean, this is what Jinsei does, is he brings slightly cheesy lists and goes and takes events with them. And that's fine. Like, he's a very creative deck builder. But I don't know why the lobby sounds aren't on. Well, this is a great opening hand. Yeah, stock buyback going. Can't go soon enough. This hand could end up being a little slow, but I think just Ghost Tongue into Laundry R&D is pretty good here. I want to run this first in case it's a gatekeeper, so that it devalues my sabotage. Great. Okay. So we're gonna Chishtushka HQ here. And then we're gonna Laundry Archives and feel pretty smug. Oh, Illuminal, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Okay, so now, unfortunately, we're gonna spend our whole turn drawing. Probably here. Well, I think that's okay. A running hot would be the nut draw here. Labor rights is probably good enough. Okay, so I think just a labor rights, Chishtushka, and a raindrops. Oh, let's frickin' go. Yeah. This is how you like to do it. So if that is Gatekeeper, I want to run Archives first. Let's see. So I'm giving up a core damage that I don't get to do for value. Gonna draw. Marrow's great here. We'll run HQ. We'll trash a Spin Doctor and we'll click for a credit. Well, they can Sabo. Oh, no, they don't Sabo here. My bad. Okay, so we're gonna go draw, gamble, Marrow. And then we botch this here. I have 4 core damage. Why did they advance this? I think they made a mistake, but I'm not going to bother to correct them. Because we're getting fucking pinwheeled by ontological sports. Like, we might just go down 6-0. Which is a real bummer. Yep, that's gonna fire. I guess we're gonna make tempo off of it and hope that this isn't a, Okay, yeah, this is just Jinsei Sports. So it's just trying to dunk on Essa, I guess. But, so it goes. Okay, we'll run server 4 here. I'll pay you the trash. And I'm running hot. Two credits, so we can go Diesel, Bravado, R&D. Steal a Mega Pre. Fortunately puts opponent at 4 credits here. So then we're gonna raindrops R&D. Oh, we got the ontological. Let's go. Yeah, we just need to prevent our opponent from getting one of those. I think. MK Ultra would be great here. It's really the card I'm looking for the most. Someone forgot stock buyback is a terminal. Which, you know, we all do from time to time. Be pretty wild if it wasn't. So I think it's click 1 labor rights to just try and get the MK Ultra in the bin. Click 2 Steelskin Scarring. If all of that's missed... What do we have in the bin in terms of cards? Yeah, just paperclip. So, labor rights. Going back. Chishdushka, Steelskin. Running Hot. We're gonna Steelskin. I think we're gonna Raindrops R&D. Let's break that subroutine. Opponent's gonna get a Rashida, which probably costs us the game here. Which is pretty bad. Actually, I guess opponent probably can't. No, opponent might be able to get 2 points here. But I can't really afford to lose my marrow here. Yeah, they installed an unseen card from Archives, so the win may have actually been in Archives here. It's a weird Spin Doctor res. Because I can't steal anything. Spin Doctor Restore, okay. Cool, so I don't need this. Don't need this. I think I want the Diesel more than the Labor. Like, no, I guess Labor Rights and Diesel are effectively the same card for me right now. Wasn't a Rashida. So are they just scoring an agenda off the board here? I feel like that's what makes sense. Very confused by what my opponent's doing here. Wow, we just whiffed. Okay, so we want Diesel. Yeah, we want Diesel. We want Raindrops. Oh, we might even want a Running Hot. We probably want... Actually, no. Instead of Diesel, we'll put back Steelskin because it's the same card but better. And a Bravado. Steelskin Scarring. Running Hot. Should be probably 2 from HQ, I think. I'd love to find this MK, though. Diesel? Are you kidding me? MK. I think it's just a legwork. Oh, no, I don't think there was a spin in archives. Okay, I'll steal the Elvigar. Don't mind that. And I'll steal the Global Food Initiative. This is why you don't take fake points, you don't have to. GG. Okay, Essa fun. I mean, we had to steal that ontological, and our opponent cost themselves a click for no reason. But cool. I mean, hey, Essa continues to be fun. I do wonder if you should slow down, like include some slow tools in this deck. For the PE and Ag Infusion matchups. Adam Optimizer has left the game. I don't know what slots you cut, because they're all good. Like, the card is just gas that keeps pushing you forward. So it's a little bit tricky, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go build some sports, because I don't really believe in that big sports medal. This is gonna be the same thing. Yeah, this is quite weird. Yeah, I know. And, like, there's part of me that's like, well, that was a... Let's see. Let's view the log. That was a 5-turn game, right? Which is, like, wild. That was a 6-turn game. It was a 6-turn game. And we ended with 7 cards in our stack. And we actually drew, like, all of those cards. In 6 turns, we drew 38 cards. Wild. Wild. I guess, wait, okay, so is that including our initial 5, or does labor rights, like, push back things and stuff? We also, like, completely whiffed on our Steelskin Scarrings, so you can just copy the sports medals from the last American Continentals. List is probably just the same. Yeah, it's probably true. Probably true. If I want to build Audacity Sports, just no new cards, just bifurcations, which was out, right? So, always be running .net. Results. Type Continental. Oh yeah, people should be hopefully getting hype for Continentals in a little bit over a month. I am crossing my fingers that cards will be out in time, but we'll see. This is Cahuita. Spin Doctor. Yeah, I mean, this list looks like what I want to play. Like, are there any better cards? Yeah, no, when you go and look at what HB got, it was rough. It was very rough. So I'm hoping we get some bangers. You gonna try and play in 2? That's sick. Am I gonna see you at American Continentals, Axu? I'm guessing not based on your accent in your video, but you know, maybe you're making the trip out, so I gotta ask. Jeremy, I think Drafter is one of the best ice in the game. We could try a different ice in that slot, but Drafter does a lot for you. The Marylands may be suspicious to me. Oh, that's sick. Excuse me, Daniel. I come up and say hi if you see me around. I guaranteed will not recognize you because I am and be like, oh yeah, thank you for watching or something. But I love to start putting more names and more faces in the Netrunner community, and especially if someone's showing up to a continental event as their first tournament. That's super sick. Yeah, I'm gonna play this list unaltered first, and then see where changes want to go, and it might be none. It might be that you're supposed to just play Nightmare Archive stock buyback. But we'll see. And like it might be that this deck is just super dead to Essa, because we're not playing the tech. And we're not playing core stuff. It's like, oh, maybe could you play like 3 Nightmare Archives and 2 Ontologicals, and then just ride it and call it a day, and like be like, oh, as long as I land 1 core, they're good agendas. So, yeah. Hopslat was a huge thing back then. Yeah. Nico might be better than Maryland because pays it immediately. Yeah, but you kind of have to defend Nico. Like, Maryland people just leave for some reason, and they don't against... They won't leave Nico's. But it's definitely a swap you could make. Especially because it, like, turns your remotes into something that's reasonable. I could see a swap is going 3 magnets, 2 gatekeepers. That's definitely a thing I could see doing. But yeah, I mean, this is just like... This is like bread and butter corpse stuff, so I'm excited to play it a little bit. Probably just gonna chop it off in an hour. I'm hoping... Yeah, I don't know. Is it 3x Tranquilizer? Yeah. I think 3x Tranquilizer is probably more for the Crim matchup, but... I think we have better hands than this. This is not one of them, but I think it was still a reasonable bet. Okay, that makes it a better hand. I think we're just gonna double out like this. Jeremy, what makes you think this deck is tougher than meta? Starting with a Trank and Ice versus Flat was so good? Probably. I didn't feel like it was... I didn't feel like the rest of the hand did anything. Aksu, by the way, do you think that Lat is better than 419? People seem to think so. I think what I would say is they're both bad, but in ways that give them a different matchup spread that is sometimes more valuable. If you expect fast advanced decks, like you don't want to be 419. I think we want to gain 2 here. Oh, fine. Okay, cool. Bingo. Bango. Rongo. So if you're expecting sports medal and outfit, I think I would way rather be Shaper. If I'm expecting Ag Infusion and PE, being able to slot 2 to 3 bones and like potentially Nexus and just like coasting to Easy Street seems great. My question here is, do I Audacity? So I think I actually might. I need to have 3 cards in hand. Yeah. Advance, Audacity. And we'll draw 2 cards here. What are my thoughts on the Mad Combo ASO list? I'm not convinced. I think it dies to a lot of tech, and it also just dies to good aggressive runner play. Like Hippo Stargate, I think just runs you over too often. Okay. Yeah, I think outfit can't beat, or 419 just doesn't have game against outfit. Action at the beginning of your turn. I'm just going to take the value purge there. It's maybe not correct, but I'm generally okay with it. We have the Vitruvius counter. We'll have Spin Doctors. Yeah, I mean, outfit can... Every corp deck can brick. So, you know, that's not saying a lot. Maybe could have gained 2 there, because this is going to get hairy when they steal the GFI. Oh, no, they access the Maryland. Great. I think we can de-res the Gatekeeper here. Elvigar. I'm gonna draw 2. Yeah, and like it's not like 419 doesn't have lines against outfit. I just think they're pretty thin. Think I care about much in this hand. I guess they're gonna steal agendas, and that's gonna feel rough. But if they want to spend the whole turn going after, they're going after 2 points. Which is definitely going to be unfortunate for me. But our hand's just going to protect us like a freaking god. They're actually doing a very good job, though, of identifying them at 2 credits so they can run however they want. So this is actually a very intelligent play. Okay, so we're just gonna install this, gain 2. We're gonna install the draft on R&D and click for a credit here. I think I'm fine with letting my opponent run the Tranquility Home Grid. They're not actually representing a clot threat here, which is good. And we've got a decent amount of threat. I'm trying to think if I have a way to score this GFI fast. What do I need? I need like 2 biotics, I think, so probably not. Gain 2. You know what? I think if my opponent wants to invest heavily in going after Rashida, I let them and I click up to 8. Sebastian, I think Mad combo acing can be a lot of people don't expect it, but having just lost to Augustus's good aggressive play and tech can confirm it has those weaknesses. The deck is posted on DB, yeah. And like frankly, if you sit down against an Asa, yeah, trash the Rashidas and Regalis and then run their essentials before they recover is like 100% the game plan. Like, don't let them sit on assets so they don't get to fully up value, and when you've denied them down, then you get to go and do rude stuff and just pilfer their HQ. My opponent let me get away with a lot there. They still don't have clot threat. Then again, we don't have scoring threat for some reason. This is nuts. This is absolutely bonkers. So I could have scored the GFI by going Biotic, pull back the Audacity, triple advance, Audacity, and then just hope to top deck the Elvigar on 2 credits. But opponent gets there first. So I think we just install the GFI, gaining 2. Then we install the Fairchild 3 on server 3. Yeah, there's a part of me that's like, maybe I'll just bring Asa. Maybe I'll just bring Asa and Essa. And that'll be my CO turnout for the weekend. Because I already got second, so I got my invite to the Circuit Breaker Invitational. So I'm good on that front. I might be going Biotic, score a global food off the board. Because that actually gives me a ton of threat with just the Audacity token at any time. Yeah, I don't think I want to pop here. I think I'd rather... I mean, 15 is still enough, and I don't really want to spend all 12 here. Question is, do I draw 2 here, or do I gain 2? I think I need to actually gain 2. So that I can do other stuff with my turn. Opponent is actually still not representing a cloth threat, so that's good. Yeah, I'm excited to see Sandberg go. Hey, Cat, I'm trying to play like a fairish sports medal and just getting like an atrocious draw. Opponent still doesn't actually have Simulchip Clot up, so we just get to go and do the... Fudge. I forgot that you need credits. And I can't do that. Woof. Oh my goodness, what is this draw, though? Alright, well, definitely no tells here. Hey, Cat. Yeah, we've been having an okay time. We've done some really... I actually really enjoy doing the replay reviews that Augusta sent in. I thought they were really interesting. Six to break a 3 cost ice. You steal the Mega Pre, though. Okay. Okay, so my plan now is just to magic. Yeah, I just lose this. That's a bummer. I needed to not draw double GFI, like any other agendas, and I win this game, so I just gotta take it. Like, I actually have my Virus Clot, I have a third RLC clearance, so, like, I have, in theory, ways of making this work. There's part of me that wants to go Spin Doctor and Server 3 Rashida in the remote to look like a Spin Doctor, but I think we just do it the boring way. That's consistent. Because actually, RLC, get them a virus, Biotic Labor, trash, gets us 1, then we Spin Doctor back the other viruses, and we just try and do that again. This is literally Cahuita's Sports from last year's American Continentals. Literally no changes. I probably would drop a Gatekeeper for a Magnet and be at 3 and 2. 3 Magnets, 2 Gatekeepers. But yeah, I guess you're just out of 3 2s. You only have 4 3 2s in faction. 3 Vitruviuses and a GFI. Or 3 Vitruviuses and a Luminal. And then you've got 3 Mega Prees and... oh, this is not great. My opponent letting me have Rashida is probably my one out here. Assuming they don't steal the GFI, which, like, by odds, they probably will. Damn, if I had swapped it, they would have still trashed the Spin Doctor instead. That would have been nice. Okay, let's res the Spin Doctor because we can get a red level. We could, in theory, score here. Does this have Seamless? It does not. So it costs us 4 credits to score here. And our entire hand. No, it costs us 5 credits to score here. I think that's okay. We'll have the Spin Doctor, so we'll go back Audacity, GF, no, Vitru, so that's the tricky thing. I don't think this deck can do Seamlesses. We could definitely look at the Sokka's list as well. They can't stop us from scoring here because we can red level clear and install them a virus, advance, Audacity, Resma virus, purge, and score before they can use Simulchip because we have priority on the paid ability windows. I don't like core damage sports, but I now understand why people are playing it, because this has some really flimsy components. Part of me is like, can I just actually install this here? I think it's my line to win. I mean, my claim would be that Big Anarch isn't beating this deck consistently, but I don't... I think evidence is out on that. Yeah, I'm not sold on Bankar being the death of decks. Like, everyone keeps telling me Bankar's really good, and they play Bankar against me, and it doesn't present me serious problems. Like, Bankar wins games I was already losing. So I'm just not super sold on it being a huge game changer. Like, I've gotten more fucked up by my opponent's hard installing Paperclip from hand than I have from Bankar. Like, I don't know, I was playing Ian yesterday, and I was grinding, we played 2 matches of kind of my evolution of Beeblum's Op, and, okay, yeah, that's GG. Yeah. This is a weird line, I guess. To me. Like, I guess it's 2 Rashidas. Yeah, I mean, trading a Maryland for here and stuff. Yeah, I mean, this was also, like, we drew our 2 GFIs and not any of our other points here. Yeah. Like, we just did draw other points. I could see a world where you... it's hard to swap out the GFI, slots are too tight. I mean, you could maybe cut the Marylands to put in Hyperloops, but then you're like, oh, if I'm cutting the Marylands to put in Hyperloops, I should do stock buyback, and if I'm doing stock buyback, I should do Nightmare Archives, and yada yada yada. So, like, I kind of see how you get to where people went. Having played this game, it now makes sense to me. And I'll probably give it a shot. But yes, Bankar is winning. I think Bankar is winning in decks that are just really good, and Bankar is like the 46th best card in Anarch right now. I mean, not literally, but like, to me, Bankar is icing on the cake rather than a thing that pivots Anarch's power crazy high. I don't know. But yeah, like, my story was I was playing Ian yesterday, and I went for a push because he didn't have a bank card down, and he had no breakers in the bin, and so he click 1 moshing, gets Paperclip Black Orchestra in the bin, and it's not actually a border control. Yeah, Bankar is a good card. It is undeniably a strong card. It is not on my list of Bankar out early. I can play around as the corp. Like, I can play around Cork, and I have not been a court player that's been complaining about Botchless or Bankar. That's just like, I don't know, like, yeah, runners can trick past my ice. That's been the thing the entire game. I actually think Botchless has some real strengths compared to Bankar. Yeah, I mean, it's a good card. It is undeniably a good card. But yeah, the moral of the story is, like, I fucked up a little bit, and my opponent played really well by holding back their breaker information in a way that is pretty unusual. And was a real bummer for me, because I play that line differently, right? Like, one of the things is like, oh, maybe you can actually slow down a little bit, because you still have good play patterns in op for some of this stuff. It's a little bit trickier for sure, and like value Anarch is gonna outvalue. But yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think what I will show very, very quickly is that I cleaned up the cube a little bit. So it's now, where is it? Okay. So I normalized a bunch of things. So, okay. Oh, this is going to take 15 seconds because Trasher Busto needs to start up. That's hilarious. Okay, where were we? Okay. So the card pool is now 380 unique cards. Yeah, Andre, you know what? I'll finish up with that. So let me I want to talk about this for just a second. I upped the number of agendas and got this working. I added a deduplicator to the pack creator. And got this all working. And so now you can make a pack. Oops. So my next step here is I'm trying to make a super simple, basically Trasher Busto level website so that people can start drafting and giving me feedback on the draft. So I'm hoping that I can have that out soon because some of my other Netrunner projects are clearing up. Yeah, let's... Oh. I have to do this. Okay. And you can make a whole draft pod. It's generally been looking good. I've been able to check for the number of points that you get. So it's like, okay, there's 37 Wayland points in this particular permutation, 68 NBN points, 51 Jiteki points, and 44 HB points. And yeah, 65. Actually, that's a kind of. Oh no, this is just the agendas. There's 65 unique agendas that show up. 5 copies of re-education in the pool. That's someone's time for some re-education, I guess. But yeah, I think this is coming along pretty well. But yeah, let's pull up the other thing I worked on, which is this organized play policies update. So honestly, what's the biggest thing what's the biggest change I'm excited about? It's that you can kind of use this document now. I think it's gonna come, like, there's a long way to go on making this, I think, really easy to use and fast to use. But now, if you're a player, you can open up, you read about event types, you read about player and spectators' expectations, and then you can check out. Staff can go and read staff, and then judges can read the last 2 sections, and that's great. the other biggest thing, and maybe the biggest thing, is now you can use you can use single-sided Swiss for any event and not technically be breaking the rules like a bunch of us were doing and were planning to do. So that's the biggest change. Kat asked how many of their alt arts are no longer legal. This section I got a lot of feedback on today. It's gonna get revised a little bit. This language is gonna change to be more of a soft suggestion language and saying that you should talk with a TO if your thing doesn't fill these criteria. The intent of this is not really to ban arts in general. It is intended to ban stuff like the Pokemon Jackson Howards, because like while I accept that playing with the frame is like part of the artistic choice of Netrunner cards, obscuring information, making it very difficult to see, I think is just like fundamentally pretty unfair. I got a variety of feedback. I got some complaints about single-sided Swiss being allowed because some people don't want single-sided Swiss to happen. They think it's ruining Netrunner tournaments for them. I got a couple of small sentence typos. Someone pointed out that I had created an infraction but then never listed how you could get to that infraction. I got some complaints about alt arts and people saying that this policy... I've heard no one except UK complain about single-sided Swiss, but... actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. There are people... There was an argument in the Connecticut Discord channel about someone saying, no, the whole point is that, you know, good players play the tournament structure as well as the event, which I don't really think is a particularly strong argument, but it is, like, it has been true for a long time. And I got a lot of feedback on the alt art policies and how they were a little bit too prescriptive, and that which is like fine. This was a first draft of policies. People asked me to people were asking for some alt art policy, and so I wanted to put something up there. And you know, it's going to evolve. I can't show it to you on this browser, but I literally already have a 1.6.1 release that I'm looking to have out after another day or two, where once people find some more bugs. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, I mean, this is like... So when I first showed this to people, there was a couple of people saying like, oh, this is great, this is really useful. And then today it's just been people frankly bitching and moaning, which is a little bit frustrating, because this was a lot of work to reorganize and reword things. So thanks everyone on stream. I know y'all appreciate it. I know a lot of people do appreciate it. It just is a little bit, it can be a little bit tiring, to do this work and then have people just immediately complain at you. It was a lot of British people. Yeah, it was a lot of British people. I guess it was almost exclusively British people complaining at me about the OP update. I kind of think, like, it's annoying because, like, I like to be in spaces where people talk about Netrunner, but genuinely I think I might have to leave UK, where most Netrunner chat happens, because it's just becoming so incredibly toxic to anything I put effort into. And it's a bummer, because I think they have valid complaints and useful insights, but it's just incredibly exhausting. And, like, I think everyone in there has good things to say and good and valid insights, but it is just a slog. And It's very weird because when I show up, like, people are showing up to my meetups, people are having a good time, and so it's just a weird culture shock, in some sense. Things that, like, I'm not super, like, they're not to me super exciting, but I think is like a huge upgrade for this is accommodations. Just were not in the previous organized play policies. These are going to need revision because they're the first draft of these policies. We chatted with people that have used these accommodations in the past, but they're definitely going to need changes. I actually might want to take them out of this thing because I don't think it's super useful to, and maybe even here too, though I don't know. But yeah, I think, like, I tried to make there's things I like about this, like 4.9.1, 4.9.1.1, 4.9.1.2, 4.9.1.3, 4.9.2. There's parts of this organizational structure I like, and there's parts I really don't like. Like, I got all the way through this and was wondering if I should throw it out and start over again. I'm not sure about that. I think it's something I'm gonna have to play with. And it might just be that I need to make the language here simpler and expand the blue text, because there's a lot of times where I'm like doing, and this is the thing I don't like about this writing style and no one gave me a lot of pushback on, just really arcane language to try and describe the broadest possible cases. And then, like, someone came to me today with, I thought was a really interesting example of, like, hey, I've gotten multiple game losses because I've shuffled my cards from DBS instead of putting them on the bottom. And there wasn't actually a super clear answer. There was actually no allowances in this document for what you were supposed to do with an irreparable board state where a player shuffled a card into their deck. And so part of me is like, oh, what I should do is just say, if a card entered a hidden zone and it can't, like, if a card gets shuffled into R&D, that's a game loss, right? Like, that's just one way you could do the ruling, but then it's like, okay, but am I then going to get a question when, oh, sorry, instead of putting a class act draw on the bottom of my stack, I shuffled it in, like, okay, I need to come up and deal with that cases. And then it's like, okay, do I now need to worry about all unordered zones? And so it's like, this is the frustrating part of these rules where it's like, I want to be concise, I want to be clear, and I want to cover all the cases, and it's really tricky to do all three of those things at once, and I'm not happy exactly with how it ended up in this document. So genuinely, if you think that there's a phrasing in here that could be better, if there's an ambiguity about what should happen in a board state that comes up, like, for all that I was complaining about feedback, I think I got a lot of useful feedback from UK, I got a lot of useful feedback from General, I got useful feedback on GLC, I had someone email me today with some typos. Like, this is meant to be a living document for the community, and so if the community doesn't like something, or if just you don't like something, please do reach out and let me know. This is meant to be a living document, and I was supposed to get added to the article. I don't know if it did get added. Just this, like, the external community members, with external interested community members, like, genuinely, like, there's a lot of people in the Discord for TOs in the events, the Null Signal Games events Discord, that got to see an early preview of this and gave me a ton of really handy feedback. Augustus was one of those, so thank you for your feedback, even if sometimes I said no. I really appreciate everyone's feedback. It was great to have. Please give me feedback on this. This is, this is not meant to be the authoritative, unchanging word of God document. This is me doing my best to balance what I can, getting feedback from others, and so would love to have more of you be part of the process. I think on that note, I'm going to wrap up the stream. I am waiting with all you guys to see the new set, to hear announcements for the set. I'm excited for this, and for those of you coming to Connecticut, I will see you on Sunday. For those of you not, I will see you next Wednesday, and hopefully I'm going to prioritize the rotation video because I'm having a lot of fun with it. It has taken me 3 days to get an hour in, but for those of you that enjoy long podcasts, I think this will be a lot of fun, and I will see y'all next week. Have a good evening, everyone.